Tom, our next question today is from Linda. And Linda asks, you talk about the intellect and the being level, learning to tell which is which during meditation. Are our emotions more of a feature of our being level, or can they also come from the intellect? Or do they come from another part of us entirely? Thank you.
Well, your emotions are mostly alive and well at the being level. You don't think about having an emotion. Somebody says something you don't like. Somebody, let's say, accuses you of something. Immediately, you get that emotion. You don't think about it first and say, oh, I should get angry, or, oh, I should feel happy. It's not an intellectual function. The emotions tend to flow right out of the being level, and they express us pretty accurately who we are and the level that we're working at as far as entropy reduction. So emotions and the intuitive side kind of work together at the being level. Now, the intellect can trigger emotions. You can think about something, and the thinking about it, you may think about something and realize that you've been insulted and you weren't even sure that that was insult, but you come to the conclusion that you've been insulted. Well, that's your intellect. And then you get angry. So now that's the intellect is part of that. So the intellect can make assessments and decide whether one should react emotionally or not. But mostly emotions just flow. They just pop out of us. They're there on automatic, right out of the being level. That's why I tell people that if you want to have some idea of how you're doing, how am I doing in this? Get rid of your fear and becoming love. Where do I fit? Am I doing pretty well or am I not doing well? Well, the way to look at it is to look at your emotions. Look at all the times, say in a day, where you feel angry, unhappy, annoyed, anxiety, all the things that are negative, guilt, all the negative things. And then look at the times that you feel joy and peace and happy and satisfied. And see which ones you experience most. Now, most people will experience the negative things almost every day and almost all day long. They'll be annoyed with their coworkers, they'll be annoyed with their boss, they'll be annoyed with what they see on the news and on TV. They tend to be annoyed and they tend to blame. That's a negative. They tend to blame others for things that aren't going right the way they want them. So most people have a fairly low quality of consciousness. This is not an advanced school. This is more like a elementary school, or maybe even daycare. So yes, the emotions will show you just how advanced or not advanced you are. If you get rid of your fear, then your life will be full of joy. You will be happy. Everything that happens, even if everybody else would think, oh, that was such a horrible thing to happen, but you'll treat it as a challenge, something to deal with in a positive way. And you'll be positive about it, even if it's hard, even if it hurts. So emotions are kind of a key window into the level of quality that we have.
Well, thank you, Tom. I think that's, you've explained that a little more rounded and a little more completely than you have before on the emotions. So I think you will like the answer, Linda. Thanks very much for sending in your question.
These gems make a really good companion to the binaural beats and to the exploring consciousness. I think you will find that these little nuggets of information are helpful to almost anyone who is trying to understand MBT and lower their entropy, becoming a higher quality of consciousness. If that's your goal, then I think you'll find these gems will put things in just the right way that makes it easy for you to understand.
Details are in the description below. Thank you.
I and MBT Events hope you like this video. If you do, then you should consider being a Patreon member, because Patreon members get early access to our special content. You will also be able to get your questions answered by me in special Q&A sessions, and most importantly, your contribution as a patron member will enable us to produce the content that you're looking for. So thank you.